90-Day Fiancé. 20 couples with the biggest age gaps. When decades and economic differences are too great, these 90-day fiancé couples can quickly fall into icky territory. Some people believe that age may be nothing but a number and love triumphs over all things, but we bet a lot of those people haven't watched 90-Day Fiancé or any of its spin-offs. While the idea of love at first sight is romantic, more often than not, these relationships end in messy divorces or broken engagements. One half of the couple may just be in it for a green card, monetary assurance, a better life, or something a little more physical. Other times, the relationships do pan out and the couples go on to stay married and start families together. However, when decades and economic differences are too great, these couples can quickly fall into icky territory. These 20 couples of the TLC show are the ones with the biggest age gaps to date. At only 8 years apart, Alan and Liam don't raise too many eyebrows, even if she looks a lot younger than she actually is. The pair met while Alan was on a Mormon mission to Brazil, where Liam is from. These two actually got married and have stayed wed. They celebrated their 6th anniversary this year. They share a son together, Liam. Meeting via a language acquisition website, the decade separating Mike and Aziza didn't stop the couple from getting together, initially platonic before things turned more romantic. They ended up tying the knot, although Aziza's family, being from Russia, were unable to attend. While debates about starting a family held the couple back, they've since become parents to daughter Olivia. Ashley and Jay, despite being 31 and 20 at the time they met each other the way many regular couples do, at a bar, while Ashley was vacationing in Jamaica, where Jay lived and worked. Despite marrying shortly after, there's been no shortage of drama, with infidelity, ice, and love children, all of which led to the demise of their 11-month union. There's whirlwind and they're tying the knot after only 2 days together, which is what happened with Eric and Lita, then 40 and 29. Not exactly a stable relationship foundation, more drama ensued with Eric's daughter, Tasha, which led to a 4-year restraining order between Tasha and Lita beginning in February 2019. The couple is still married. Just introduced in October 2019 for the show's 7th season, Robert, 41, is from Florida while 30-year-old Annie is from the Dominican Republic. The couple met on social media and spoke for 6 months before meeting in person, and getting engaged that same day. With limited cash and a young son to care for, time will tell if these two manage to make it official. Matt and Alla had actually met several years ago on an online dating website, but Matt was getting married to his 3rd wife, and the pair lost touch. Just a few years later, though, they reconnected, and managed to tie the knot, the 4th time for Matt and the 2nd time for Alla, who has a son. They're still together and living in Cincinnati. Meeting at a club in Mexico, 32-year-old Jonathan proposed to 19-year-old Fernanda after only 3 months of dating. A quickie courthouse wedding followed, and the couple seemed very loved up on social media. Alas, nothing was quite what it seemed and they ended up filing for divorce in December 2018. Nasty remarks were tossed between the pair, with Fernanda posting a YouTube video titled, "My Truth," about the relationship. Another couple who met via a dating website, this alumni from 90-Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days, Larry popped the question to Jenny pretty quickly after meeting her, partly because he was worried about her communicating with other American men. They did end up getting married, although none of Jenny's family from the Philippines was in attendance. 15 years is a lot between two people, especially when one is 38 and the other is 23 at the time of meeting. Hoping to live a life of luxury, Kasia left her home in Brazil to live with Jason in Florida, which ended up being, well, pretty boring. Amid accusations of domestic battery, they petitioned for divorce twice, first in early 2018 and then in September 2018. In just 2 months, 41-year-old Molly met 26-year-old Luis, hooked up with him, and decided to marry him, despite the fact that he's closer in age to her 17-year-old daughter. In fact, it was her daughter's constant discomfort that led to the disintegration of the relationship, and the pair filed for divorce. Luis ended up remarrying just 5 months later, so he obviously wasn't too sore. Another couple at 41 and 26, giving them a 15-year age gap. Danielle and Mohammed met in an online chat room, and from then on, ickiness ensued. These two were so poorly matched that their divorce was inevitable and welcome. Apparently, though, Danielle is still adamant about getting her Tunisia-born ex deported. Fernando was 39 and Carolina 22 when the pair first crossed paths in Colombia, while out on dates with other people. They ended up getting engaged before Fernando returned to the States, and Carolina came along shortly afterwards. While Carolina is desperately homesick, according to the season 3 airings, she and Fernando are still married. Tariq definitely has a type, and he actually turned to online dating to seek it out, which is how he met Hazel, the Filipino woman who is 17 years his junior. Appearing on the second season of 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days, the couple were still in the process of bringing Hazel over to the States to wed, but are still together. Appearing on the first 2 seasons of 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days, Darcy was 42 to Jess is 24 when they met online and then in person in the Netherlands. The thing is, neither of these two seem to love each other much, with constant bickering both on and offline. While they never married, we'll always have their 18-year age gap. Another new entry for this brand new season of 90 Day Fiancé, we have Michael, 41, and Juliana, 23. Juliana, who worked as a model in Brazil, and Michael, who was on a yacht party when they met, apparently fell, instantly, in love, although not much has been said about the fact that Michael has 2 kids and an ex-wife. 22 years can seem like a much small age difference when you meet online, which is what happened with Aladdin and Laura. 3 days after meeting in person, Aladdin proposed and the pair wed in July 2018. There seemed to be a lot of cultural differences between the pair, who are no longer together, which led to their marriage breakdown. Angela was 52 when she met 30-year-old Michael, and the 22-year age gap has caused a bit of an issue. At one point, Angela broke up with Michael when she overheard him calling her his elder. Their relationship is an odd one, with Angela unquestionably telling a fan that to get Michael to calm down, all she had to do was feed him chicken. They're currently engaged. Meeting in a bar in Thailand was how David and Annie connected, despite being 48 and 24 at the time. In fact, even though there were money issues, questions of fidelity, and addiction, Annie opted to marry David anyway. They're currently looking to move back to Asia, where David can teach, and are still married. Oof. 27 years is a lot, especially when one person in the relationship looks even younger than their actual age. Abby was just 20 when she met 47-year-old Sean online, and the two got engaged despite the age difference. Alas, amid rumors that she was still hung up on her ex and fan scrutiny, the pair broke off their engagement. Looking more like a proud father than a husband or lover, the 39 years separating Mark and Nikki was more apparent because he has 4 adult children, all older than his new wife. Even his friends thought that Mark treated Nikki like one of his own kids. Despite all the odds, and a dismissed lawsuit against TLC, these two are still married.